Alright, people. I've noticed something. When I was reading through all my Broly videos that I've done about Broly in the past, you know, the videos, the hate videos that I've done about Broly in the past, um, I've noticed something. These Broly fanboys are on repeats. And what I mean when they on repeats, they repeat themselves. Let me tell you what they say about Broly, because we all know what they say. They all say that Broly power grows. Every time when Broly's in the legendary Super Saiyan form, that his power grows. Oh, Broly can beat Cell, Broly this, Broly that, blah blah blah. But there is one thing that I don't never hear these Broly fanboys talk about. I don't never hear them say Broly is a great fighter, which he's not, by the way. Broly is one of the worst fighters on Dragon Ball Z. And let's be honest, people. Broly is not a great fighter on Dragon Ball Z. Broly has pretty much got a completely different fighting style than any other fighters on Dragon Ball Z. But let's be honest right here, people. Broly is not a great fighter. He's not. He's terrible. And I could name some fighters on Dragon Ball Z that is better. That is a better fighter than Broly. Now, before I name these fighters, let me just say this before I name these fighters that are better fighters than Broly. Now before I go on, let me just say this. It does not have nothing to do about Broly being stronger than these fighters. Okay? It's got nothing to do about it. It's got something to do about, you know, who's a better fighter than Broly. So let me name some fighters that are better fighters than Broly. And the first one that I'm about to name is Krillin. Krillin's a better fighter than Broly. I mean, Krillin has some pretty much amazing fights on Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball. Okay, next, Piccolo. Piccolo is definitely a better fighter than Broly. Piccolo has some good fights on the original Dragon Ball against Tien, Krillin, Goku, especially Goku. Him and Goku pretty much had a good fight at the World Martial Arts tournaments on Dragon Ball. That was a pretty good fight. And what else fight that Piccolo had? Piccolo had a good fight between Android 17 in the Cell Saga. I mean, yeah, Piccolo is a better fighter than Broly. Let me go on. Who else is a better fighter than Broly? Tien's a better fighter than Broly. Let's be honest. Tien is a good fighter. I watched some of Tien's fights on Dragon Ball when he went up against Yamcha, and I'm gonna tell you that it was a good fight. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It was a great fight between Tien and Yamcha. I mean, Tien had a good fight against Piccolo as well too. I gotta say, the fight that Tien had on Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, I gotta say that's the only one that's like the only on Dragon Ball that I've seen Tien at his best. I'm gonna be honest with you, but yeah, the list just goes on and on about these fighters. I mean, Goku's a better fighter than Broly. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about that. He's a better fighter. I'm not saying Goku is one of the best fighters in the world, because there are fighters out there that are better than Goku. I'll be honest with you on that one. I mean, Vegeta is a better fighter than Broly. I mean, like I said, the list just goes on and on. I mean, Frieza's a better fighter than Broly. Cell's a better fighter than Broly. It just goes on and on and on. Hell, I would like to say this. I would like to say Super Boo's a better fighter than Broly. Super Boo, Kid Boo, even though Kid Boo's a retard like Broly is. But I say Kid Boo can pretty much knows how to fight. But yeah, the fighters that I named, them are the fighters that are better fighters than Broly. Let's be honest about that. I mean, what kind of Saiyan gonna actually use wrestling moves on people? I mean, what movie was that? It was movie 10 that Broly put his knees behind Gohan's back and had Gohan in some kind of wrestling submission move. I'm like, what kind of Saiyan that do something like that? And then he had Gohan in a bear hug and trying to squeeze him, which I think that was gay, by the way. That was pretty gay what he did, trying to squeeze him and shit, trying to make him suffer. But that was pretty gay what he did, what Broly did. But what kind of Saiyan gonna actually? I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of the Saiyans that I've seen on Dragon Ball Z knows how to fight. Broly is like the only Saiyan that does not know how to fight. I mean, Bardoff. Let me name one more fighter that's a better fighter than Broly. Bardoff is a better fighter than Broly. I'm gonna be honest with you on that one. I've seen Bardoff fights. I mean, Bardoff fight wasn't really all that great, but he at least knows how to fight. As a Saiyan, he does at least knows how to fight. So Yeah, Broly's a terrible fighter, but I'm gonna say this: if the Saiyans would have lived, if Frieza didn't have no intentions of killing all the Saiyans, then Broly probably would have been a great fighter if Planet Vegeta wasn't destroyed. Because I'm sure one of the Saiyans out there probably would have trained Broly if Broly could keep his temper under control. You know, 'cause we all know Broly has a temper. But I think if Planet Vegeta wasn't destroyed, Broly probably would have know how to. He probably would know how to fight today if Planet Vegeta wasn't blown up. But since Planet Vegeta was blown up and Broly didn't really have nobody to teach him how to fight, you know, he's not gonna become a great fighter. But I want you Broly fanboys out there to leave me a comment and tell me why you think Broly's a good fighter. And if just leave a comment on there. Just leave a comment and tell me why you think Broly's a great fighter. For the ones out there that support Broly, I want y'all to leave me a comment and be honest with me. I don't want to see no comments stating that, well, Broly power grows and it does this and does that. This video has nothing to do about Broly being stronger than who. It has nothing to do about his power growing. It has nothing to do about that. I want you Broly fanboys to actually be honest with me. Is Broly a great fighter? Because I already done told you guys that he's, in my opinion, that he's the worst fighter of all times on Dragon Ball Z. One of the worst fighters that I've ever seen. So I want you Broly fanboys to just leave me a comment on there and tell me, is he a great fighter or not? I mean, you don't have to be a Broly supporter to leave a comment. I mean, it can be anybody that leave a comment on there. But I'm pretty sure a few people is probably going to agree with me and disagree with me. But the evidence is in the videos. I mean,